Best quotes of Alan Watts. Life is not a problem to be solved, but an experience to be had. This is the real secret of life, to be completely engaged with what you are doing in the here and now. And instead of calling it work, realize it is play. The meaning of life is just to be alive. It is so plain, and so obvious, and so simple. And yet, everybody rushes around in a great panic, as if it were necessary to achieve something beyond themselves. By replacing fear of the unknown with curiosity, we open ourselves up to an infinite stream of possibility. We can let fear rule our lives, or we can become childlike with curiosity, pushing our boundaries, leaping out of our comfort zones, and accepting what life puts before us. No amount of anxiety makes any difference to anything that is going to happen. Stop measuring days by degree of productivity, and start experiencing them by degree of presence. You are the universe experiencing itself. By going out of your mind, you come to your senses. The future is a concept, it doesn't exist. There is no such thing as tomorrow. There never will be, because time is always now. That's one of the things we discover when we stop talking to ourselves and stop thinking. We find there is only present, only an eternal now. People sometimes fail to live because they are always preparing to live. All that you see out in front of you is how you feel inside your head. The sound of the rain needs no translation. We must abandon completely the notion of blaming the past for any kind of situation we're in, and reverse our thinking, and see that the past always flows back from the present. The present is always changing the past. You must not be afraid of playing wrong notes. Just forget it, play it wrong, but play. The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. When we attempt to exercise power or control over someone else, we cannot avoid giving that person the very same power or control over us. Enlightenment, or awakening, is not the creation of a new state of affairs, but the recognition of what already is. To have faith is to trust yourself to the water. When you swim, you don't grab hold of the water, because if you do, you will sink and drown. Instead, you relax and float. Don't hurry anything. Don't worry about the future. Don't worry about what progress you're making. Just be entirely content to be aware of what is. We see what we believe rather than what we see. A person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. So he loses touch with reality and lives in a world of illusion. The destination of life is this eternal moment. Many people never grow up. They stay all their lives with a passionate need for external authority and guidance, pretending not to trust their own judgment. You, yourself, are the eternal energy which appears as this universe. You didn't come into this world. You came out of it, like a wave from the ocean. Of course, you can't force your mind to be silent. That would be like trying to smooth ripples in water with a flat iron. Water becomes clear and calm only when left alone. What keeps us from happiness is our inability to fully inhabit the present. Never pretend to a love which you do not actually feel, for love is not ours to command. The question is not what I should do in the future to get it, but rather, what am I presently doing that prevents me from realizing it right now? Your soul isn't in your body. Your body is in your soul. Stay in the center, and you will be ready to move in any direction. Alan Watts was an English writer, speaker, and self-styled philosophical entertainer, known for interpreting and popularizing Japanese, Chinese, and Indian traditions of Buddhist, Taoist, and Hindu philosophy for a Western audience. Thank you for watching.